Hello, Angela.
Hi, Dale.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I wasn't sure what day it was, so I offered Thursday.
Yep.
Bobo was here and Demon Child is here. I was going to greet you all with a tra-la-la, for I was feeling in decidedly mid-season form this evening. And then I heard about the Space Ace Kiss changed my life. That's why I became a musician. Wow, crazy. Well, I'm really sorry for the bad news, but yeah, Ace Frehley he sits on life support at this moment, and I'm obviously extremely sad for his family and for everyone involved, especially after all the fucking drama that they've been going through. What's up, Bobo? What's up, Fuzz? Yeah, all the drama they've been going through.
This is the first time hearing about it.
It just happened. I was literally making the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then I went and just refreshed everything to make sure that I was like...
What happened to him?
Because I'm looking for the Sarowitz tape, frankly.
Oh.
And he fell in the studio.
Fell?
And blood got on his brain.
Oh.
Blood passed the blood-brain barrier and landed him in a critical condition. And it doesn't look like he's going to come out, according to reports. I can read the article. Rough. It says, Ace Frehley, the original lead guitarist for Kiss. Well, let me just, I think I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often.
Demon Child said, I was going to greet you all with tra-la-la, for I was feeling in decidedly mid-season form this evening.
Yeah, I know.
Mid-season? What is that, a baseball reference? What is that?
Yes, well, it's sports reference.
Is it?
Not just season, or not just...
Mid-season?
Mid-season means that you're
all warmed up, but you're not injured?
You're pretty much killing it. Mid-season form is going to be your peak form if you're escaping injury.
Well, I'm sorry the news spoiled your party.
Yeah, it's obviously terrible news.
Dinosaur, which is a fun username.
Yes.
Showed up in all caps, says, "It's you."
It's me. What does that mean?
It's you.
Am I in trouble? What have I done? It's me.
Maybe they've been searching far and wide for the little bum in Don's Plum.
For the little bum in Don's Plum? Mm-hmm. It's the little bum in Don's Plum. Why does that rhyme? That shouldn't rhyme. Here it is. Kiss guitarist on life support. So the original lead guitarist for Kiss is hospitalized on life support, and the prognosis is not good. Sources familiar with Ace's situation tell us. I just hate that line. I'm going to start saying it more often, though. Sources close to the information. He suffered a brain bleed when he took a fall in his studio a couple of weeks ago, forcing him to cancel his upcoming tour dates. But his health has not improved. We're told he's been on a ventilator for some time, and he hasn't gotten better. So his family is considering turning off life support, perhaps as soon as this evening.
Yikes.
While there are several social media posts indicating he's already passed, we're told the 74-year-old guitar player, Icon, was still on the ventilator as of Thursday afternoon. So basically, Ace Frehley is leaving the planet today. And it's really fucking sad. And you know, the worst part about it really for me is that they've had this like very public fight over the last several years, but it's really gotten bad lately. And man, it fucking sucks. And he put out a record.
Can you tell me about that? Because I don't know anything about it.
Well, the band, sort of split up, and I don't know enough to be an authority on the subject, but I just know that these guys got into some big fights, and and Ace Frehley was, first of all, just to be real, Ace Frehley is probably one of the most underrated guitar like riff guys of all time. Like, he's probably one of the most underrated. He went through a period where everyone was giving him his greatness, but this guy's influenced so many fucking people.
I think the problem,
it's ridiculous.
I think that you're talking about like the consequence of being a gimmick band. Like when they did their whole like makeup thing and like the big shiny boots and stuff, when they were like a costume band, nobody expects like Gwar to be good musicians, because they're a gimmick band, but they're fucking excellent. So I think it's just really easy for people to like disregard the musicianship when they're doing this big show. I always thought Ace Frehley had the coolest makeup, by the way. It doesn't matter, obviously.
Ace Frehley?
Yeah, because his just looked the coolest.
I thought Paul's. I thought the star was the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. His looks so much more like Norwegian metal, Anyway, I'm looking at it now. Well, that's super sad. So 74 years old.
Yep, 74. You know, so he's had a very full life, even if he is, you know, leaving too early. And I mean, obviously, he's just an absolutely earth-shattering talent, and Demon Child's here feeling it, and so many people around the world are feeling it. I was never a big Giant Kiss fan because I was never really into gimmick. Like, I fell in love with Alice Cooper not knowing he was gimmick until I went and saw him, and I was like, holy fuck, what is this?
Oh, that's interesting.
And it was a really interesting, like, really good time, the concert.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with him, oddly enough, on a gimmick album, but it's like a, you know.
I know you used to be able to do this before social media. Like, who was it? I have to look it up. Bobby Caldwell. Everybody loved his music and listened to his music for like decades, and then they finally saw a music video in the 1980s, and they were like, "Oh my God, he's white."
Oh yeah, that guy.
Because Bobby Caldwell.
I was like, I didn't know who you were talking about, and then he told me,
Bobby
the
Caldwell.
guy who everyone fucking freaked out because,
Yes.
oh damn, that dude is white, because bro is not white when he
But
sings.
it wasn't until like 1982 when MTV began,
Right.
that anybody had a reason to see him. You know,
Video killed the radio star.
exactly.
Yeah, quite amazing. So Dinosaur is saying that, did you try to ruin Leo and Toby, or did they try to ruin you both? You were, well, I didn't try to ruin anybody. I've never tried to ruin anybody. I've gotten into an argument or two in my life, but I'm not really the ruin people's lives kind of guy. No, I mean, it's all in the book and it's a very long story, and I'm so, thank you, friend, for mentioning the book to you. That's really fucking awesome. But yeah.
What book, Dale?
Too Real a Hollywood Memoir, Angela. So the book goes into the depths of it all. But yeah, I had a really hard time with Toby. And look, you know, it's funny you bring up Molly's book, Molly's Game. Apparently, Dinosaur either read it or the movie or something, but knows of the property.
Yes, I read Molly's Game.
Oh, you read it? Okay,
and
great.
didn't like him because of that.
So I read Molly's Game, and I was inspired to write an open letter to Leonardo DiCaprio right after I read it, because I'd been abused by these guys, particularly Toby and Leo, and so I was like, well, you know, but Leo really held, you know, sort of the power in the whole situation.
Yeah, well, you're missing a really crucial point about that decision, though, that I think matters in the story, because I was with you then when this was happening. Is that when you read Molly's Game and you heard about what Toby had done to her and how he was like reveling in her humiliation for no other reason than to just fucking entertain himself, you were like, oh my God, he's still fucking doing this. He was doing this shit when I knew him back when he was in his fucking early 20s, and he's still doing that shit so many years later in her story.
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, I have to fucking speak out about and share, you know, like basically fucking, you know.
Yeah, she did. I felt totally
Right the
emboldened
wrongs.
by it because I saw a pattern, and I was like, man, this guy's been doing this shit. He's still doing it.
It wasn't just you.
And it was like,
He's
okay,
got
well,
victims all over the place.
And also I felt like, you know, she brought so much fucking courage.
Yeah.
Like to me, like she just filled me with courage, because I was like, man, if this woman can stand up for herself, then I can stand up for myself too.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out as good for me, I'll have to say.
Aaron Sorkin isn't making a movie
Aaron
out of your
Sorkin's not
book
making a movie out of my book yet.
yet.
And but you know, I didn't go traditional publishing with a traditional publisher for a couple of reasons. The first and foremost was because I was damn sure that a publisher would not allow me to publish what's in this book. What's in this book is not is like a publisher would probably stop a good bit of it from happening. Certainly a lawyer would. So I didn't bother with lawyers or publishers or agents. I was like, you know what? Those guys are just going to get in my fucking way. Leo can come after me if he wants. I'm just going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I did. And I only told the truth that mattered to the core and crux of the story, which surrounded, you know, our friendship and then the ultimate betrayal of our friendship.
Yeah, like there's a lot of embarrassing stories you could have shared, but they didn't matter for the book.
There's a lot of good times that I could have shared that didn't matter for the book either. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I tried to fit everything that mattered in terms of formation of the relationship, bonding of the relationship, betrayal of the relationship. Just kind of put it there as it's supposed to be.
Can we go back to this topic?
Which one?
Ace Frehley.
Poor guy, dude.
You said that he fell.
He fell in the studio. Yeah, and he.
Do they know whether? I guess they would.
Brain bleed.
It as a result of the fall, or it caused the fall.
According to the article, he fell and caused the brain bleed. So I can only assume then that.
Do you know who else fell at work today?
No.
Mitch McConnell.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is he on life support?
No, he's not. He got right back up.
Hey, you got to be like careful about everything.
I know.
Well, so he's okay.
Yes, he's fine.
Oh, thank God.
As okay as he has been.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I feel so fucking sad for Ace Frehley fans around the world. I am a fan. I'm more passively a fan. This is when Rob Halford falls, I'm going to be a wreck. You know? But, I feel very sad for him. I feel very sad for his fans, certainly for his family. But I also feel very sad for the band because I know that they didn't get to resolve their issues. This happened when David Crosby died for me as well. Like, just in my heart, I was like, God, man, him and Neil Young, they didn't get their shit straight. And so, and Neil Young is just like a crass kind of like curmudgeon-y old man now. He's just gonna be like, oh, whatever, I'll see you in heaven. Whatever.
I feel like every time I hear somebody tell stories about Neil Young like touring with all the rest of like the band and Bob Dylan and all these other people, but they kind of all say that he's like kind of a jerk.
Neil? Yeah.
Not like he means to be, or not like he's a diva or anything, but he's just kind of like,
he's the boss man.
He's bossy. Yeah.
Yeah. We Winnipeggers.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a thing?
Yeah. It's just what I think it is that we're very small town minded people.
Okay.
Like it's like a big enough city in that it's like got nearly 1 million people in it now. And when I was growing up in it, it had like 600, 700,000 people in it. So, not fucking Los Angeles, obviously, or even Minnesota for that matter, but still, like it's a cosmopolitan,
Okay.
but not really, whatever. But I think that we're very small-minded or small town-minded. Like, like when I got promoted to manager, right? In 1980, fucking 17 years old. And I was the manager of a sales team in a telemarketing company. And I had to go buy suits. I went to the thrift store and I went and I bought like 3 or 4 suits. None of them fit. I brought them home. I put them fuckers on. And then I stood in front of the mirror and I just was like, man, manager. I did that whole comedic.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm the manager.
Totally. All that, talking to myself, like talking about problems, like one more time and I'm going to let you go.
You're like Travis Bickle.
One more time, I'm going to let you go.
Travis Bickle doing a whole routine in the mirror, but instead it's for like middle management. It's so funny.
So I did this whole thing about like me being this manager.
I'm going to write you up.
And it was like a big small-minded really thing. I mean, honestly, I couldn't have been more like a nobody than I was in that moment. I mean, I was just a fucking manager of a telemarketing firm.
You're saying that that your mentality about that you think that maybe Neil Young just got too big for his britches? Neil Young walks around,
he's like got the chest out there. He's like, who's the boss? This is me just fucking bullshitting. I have no idea what Neil Young does or how he might, he might be the kindest guy in the world. He is Canadian after all. So he might be extremely kind and loving and just be like very much like me in that he can be very snappy against enemies or people who nip at his heels. I can get snappy, as we've seen this week, when people nip at my fucking heels, especially if Mars is in my fucking first house in bad shape.
Hey, I got to ask you, are your eyes burning?
Tremendously.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Scarred for life.
I have to excuse myself to blow my nose because maybe you can tell them about how you like gassed us with cooking onions today.
Angela made, what's it called?
I don't know what it's called.
It's called madril. It's this Middle Eastern dish of lentils and fried onions and rice. And I was in charge of frying the onions, and so I chopped like 7 onions, slicing them thinly, very thinly, so to fry them into, nice crispy form. And I gassed the entire house because it was my job. Thoughts on the movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? It was inspired by Don's Plum. Yeah, that movie was inspired by Don's Plum. It's a very interesting thing in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Well, first of all, I was like incredibly flattered. You can't even imagine. I hadn't seen the movie when I found out about it, and it was like one of the more exciting days I've had in my entire career. Because there's nothing, I think, more flattering than somebody openly saying, look.
So it was the director had done an interview where she said that Don's Plum was an inspiration?
Yeah. Yeah, and she also described in one interview that I read, which was just to my delight, that she literally pitched Bodies as a Don's Plum inspired movie. So it was in the pitch.
That's cool.
My movie was in the fucking pitch. So that was really cool and really amazing feeling. But really, another big step for me was just that she was cool enough with talking about it because she said in one of the interviews, or maybe it was just one interview printed in all these different fucking ways, and I caught it in all these different outlets. But she said that she was aware of. She was like, she said something to the effect of, "I don't understand why they would have any problem with this movie. It's brilliant." Something to that effect. And I think brilliant I'm quoting, though. I think that part I'm quoting.
That's great.
Well, she is English, so I think she's English. Anyway, so fucking awesome shit. I saw the movie, and I'll just say this about the movie. I'm not like big in the genre anyway. Like that's not my place where I like hang and like enjoy. Like I don't know if I'll ever write or even make a movie in that genre. So I'm not the best critic in that regard. I didn't love the movie.
Bodies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't love the movie. It's not, it's not a slight on her. I think she's a damn fine filmmaker. I think like as far as the Don's Plum inspiration goes, and I think that Derek was Pete Davidson's inspiration. Like he was kind of, and you could see it. You can kind of see it in the character. You could see that he wanted to be this sort of like. I mean, the thing he didn't pull off as well as Leo did, with all due respect to him, of course, is that he didn't pull off. To me, the likability that Derek has, like it is so frustrating to like Derek
because he's funny
and he's hard not to like.
Yeah,
and he's so easy to get angry at in the movie. He's so easy to be like disturbed by in the movie, and then you're like sitting there with these conflicting feelings. Meadows' character Juliet, she, puts that on perfectly in the film when she's like, when she talks about how they're assholes, but she's laughing, so that must make her an asshole. Mm-hmm. And that laughing part is that vulnerable moment where we get sort of, sucked into that character reluctantly. And that's really what I think Pete Davidson's character didn't have. Like I wasn't rooting for him, or I wasn't like, sort of sucked into the character like I was with Derek. And so I think that's like one of the reasons why I don't know that it worked as well as Don's Plum in terms of the attempt. And also, I think Don's Plum is such a peculiar piece that you have to be you have to kind of be careful about how you apply the way it inspires you. It's one of those pieces. It's one of those movies. This is really important because it's easy to be inspired conceptually. It's easier to be inspired, even perhaps visually. You get the right guys or the right, artists behind you, male or female, and you sit down and you plan out the shots and you do your best, taste it now, make it kind of thing with shots and so on and so forth. And that's one way that you approach inspiration. And, what's really inspiring about Don's Plum is what we did. What's really inspiring about it is the magic that we captured, the lighting in the bottle. So that's really hard to fucking.
Well, I think in Bodies, she probably used the banter pace.
Yeah.
Was very much similar.
Yeah, she wanted that.
So I think she probably showed her cast, this is how you guys are talking to each other.
Yeah.
It was just really, really similar. It's
one of those things where it's such an interesting thing because like when you're talking about some like an approach like that, or that specific thing, like you talk about the banter, it's sort of like when I'm talking about people and giving them some writing advice, and I say you have to be careful about comparing your work to finished work. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Right. Because there's hours of effort, days, months of years of effort that you're not accounting for.
So many rewrites. Right. Just so many rewrites. Right. Like that's the main thing. Just so many rewrites. So if you're sitting there and you've got like your fucking 1 to 4th draft and you're like, or your 4th draft. And look, after every draft of everything I've ever written in my life, I sit up straight. I believe in it immensely. I'm absolutely sure that, but for a few things, it's complete.
Of course.
Like I go through all the process of feeling like I need to be finished now and move on and be satisfied, with all the work. And then, of course, I go back, I read it, and, my straightened back goes back to slouch. And I recognize, it's back to work.
Well,
so where I'm going with that, though, if I may just finish, is that if you're looking at completed, finished work, maybe you're not recognizing the editing. Like the amount of editing that we did in order to create that dialogue flow was intense, and it was really precise stuff. So
It was rehearsal, right?
it was wildly rehearsed. We rehearsed those. We created that cadence. What's cool is that the book reveals it. I certainly wish she. Oh, I hope she reads the book.
Well, you should send it to her.
I should.
Her and Pete Davidson.
Yeah, I should. I absolutely should. I don't know how. Dear Pete, hi. My name is Dale. I am a
like a
writer,
letter
too.
to Santa. You just give it to the postman and be like, you know how to get this to him, right?
Dear Mr. Davidson, my name is Dale Wheatley. So anyway, that's the thing about it. So that's but I thought it was a good effort. You know, I think I congratulate her on the film. She's talented, and I thought the cast did a fine job. And you know, I just didn't get swept up in the movie at all. So it kind of missed for me in that way.
You know,
I hate to be critical of it because I want to say it's fucking fabulous, you know?
Yeah, well, I liked it. I liked it a lot more. I mean, I liked it more than you did, and I liked it a lot.
Oh, that's great.
So, I know that you liked it. It's not like you're saying it's a bad movie.
No, I didn't think it was a bad movie.
I really liked.
I give it 3 out of 5 in the Tiny Pineapple spectrum of things.
I love ensemble casts. I just think that they're really dynamic and entertaining. I thought it was really great to put them in like one of the, like, it was almost like Clue with a bunch of like Gen Zers. It's great. But the thing that you know how you were always referencing Misery, Stephen King's Misery,
Yes.
and how what's her name? Cockadoodle. What's her name?
Yeah, Katy Perry.
No. No, not the actor.
Oh, Annie Wilkes.
Annie Wilkes, yeah. Annie Wilkes she's a very hard critic in that book. And
Yes.
she's holding her favorite author captive. Okay, this is the premise of Misery, in case anybody doesn't know. I'm sure everybody knows.
Yeah.
But one of the things that she does is she freaks out because he's written something that's insincere or unbelievable. And she scolds him for it. She punishes him for it. And that's exactly, like, there's a little part of me in that character all the time. Whenever I'm editing or whenever I'm like watching any kind of media where I'm like, you made a really bad choice there. And the reason it's bad is because it's not believable. And you're trying to trick your audience, or you're like diminishing their, you know, you're demeaning your audience. Like you don't think your audience is smart enough to catch it or whatever, you know? And I get kind of like, I get pissy about it because I'm just like, there's so many ways that you could have gone about this that would not trigger that response. And the end of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies did that for me. I was like, there's no way that this is your ending. Like I went full like Annie Wilkes about it. And It was only because like it was really well done and it was well filmed. Like I didn't have any criticisms about the filmmaking at all, but I was just like that's the resolution of these like loose ends, right? If that's your explanation. I was like, that couldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. You're wrong. You know?
Totally.
Do you ever get like that with stuff?
Yeah, all the time. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I shout at, I mean, you sat next to me as I was like, no.
Yeah, I know.
I do commercials.
Your favorite thing to say is that like they would never let me in that writer's room.
Yeah, they wouldn't like me.
They wouldn't like you because you'd be like, no, you can't say that.
That is not, you are breaking all the fucking rules of common sense. Well, they get away with it. They get away with so much
being
now.
Here like tearful because we like tear gassed our whole house.
It is, yeah, so I know, but, where were we? You got me on the tear gassing. You do.
Do you feel do I look tearful? I look like I'm crying?
You're fine. You're fine. Maybe we should, you know, do you want to have like couples
I
counseling
need
or
like
something right
makeup to come in here and
Let's
like
do some couples counseling. Dale
I'm not
constantly
upset.
Eats ketchup in front of me, and he knows how I feel about ketchup.
I'm not upset. It's just the onions. We were talking about them. TV writers would never let you in the writing room because you're critical. Because when people do pull some shit that is like the easy way instead, and they're trying to like trick the audience, you know.
I think I can be like, I have to be careful because I think it's almost to a fault sometimes. You know?
It's never to a fault, not to me. I mean, I'm one of those people that's like, even if it's like some extraordinary world, right? Even if it's like some sort of like sci-fi or fantasy or something, there's still rules, you know?
Yeah.
Like if the character has like some big dramatic death, and then like the next scene they're just like have a few bandages in the hospital bed and they're fine and they're like up and talking. I'm like, no.
No.
That would never happen. I saw that was like a 3-car crash. You know? I'm not stupid.
If you're still around, Dinosaur, you can pick up the book on my website if you want a signed copy. Some people want that. But you can pick it up there and it's 20% off. Just use the Too Real discount code in checkout.
Can I tell you my very favorite time that happened?
You can also pick up the Kindle Unlimited version at Amazon along with the Kindle version. Yeah.
Christopher Nolan made it was The Dark Knight that had Heath Ledger playing the Joker, right?
Yes.
That was the Chris Nolan film?
Yes.
Okay. I can't even believe this actually happened. Okay. So Heath Ledger is playing the Joker. He's in the full Joker makeup. Okay. He goes into the hospital to visit Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent has been burned on one side of his face, remember? So that's like his origin story about how he becomes Two-Face.
Two-Face, yeah.
Okay. But so Harvey Dent is like, you know, he's like in and out of consciousness. He's in the hospital bed and he looks at the nurse who's just approached him. And the nurse is Heath Ledger in the costume of the Joker. Okay. And he's got the full like face makeup, but he's wearing like one of those little like paper masks. So Harvey Dent like looks at him and he's like, "Oh, hello, nurse." Like not seeing that there's like full
white makeup
like
with purple hair.
With the hair and everything, like totally looks like the villain that this guy. And so Heath Ledger takes off the ear loop of the paper mask. And when he reveals the lower like third of his face, Harvey Dent like jumps like, "Oh my God, it's you."
It's a lot like
it's so funny to me.
Yeah, that is funny. It's a lot like whatever Carrie from Sex and the City standing on the balcony in Paris.
Oh yeah, like looking around, looking,
oh, and then she just
looking for the Eiffel Tower as if it's not like the biggest structure in the entire.
Well, the funny part of it is that she jumps. She's like, oh,
I got surprised.
Like it just popped out of the earth, and then when they do the reverse angle on it, it's literally the only thing there.
Yes.
It's the only,
so great.
Like she couldn't have unless it was like maybe coming out from behind fog or
as if she has like vision problems where her field of vision is only this big, you know? So funny. I hate that shit, man.
Dinosaur says that I seem trustworthy, but they've been wrong before in the past. Yeah, me too. You know, I can't really prove my trustworthiness. Just, you know, I can just trust. I guess that's the weirdest thing about trust. It requires trust. So it's a little bit weird.
But they've been wronged before? Is that what they said?
No, that they've been wrong about like saying, "Oh, somebody's trustworthy."
Oh yeah, right.
You can read the book, and if you think I'm not trustworthy, then you can tell me about it after you read the book.
The book really clarifies so much.
Yeah, the book just kind of tells the story about what really happened.
I also think it's really entertaining.
You know what's fucking interesting about the book is that Leonardo DiCaprio does not, and unless he's read it, still does not know what really happened.
No, because he was just told a story that he believed for some reason without any evidence, and then went with it, and that's how he's been operating the last 30 years.
And not only did he tell a story that he went with it, but he went with it, and it all went down in a single night. He ended my 2.5-year relationship with him, ended RD's then I think it was like 6 years, 5.5-year relationship with him.
Crazy.
He ended those friendships in one single evening, and we never had another opportunity to sit back and say, well, so we just found out that Ace Frehley has passed. Well, rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Rest in peace. I'm so sad. But TMZ is reporting that he is
he
dead.
the first member of that band to pass?
Yes.
That's
it's like another massive blow to, Gen Xers, really.
Yeah.
Like Gen Xers are just getting it now. It's our turn. It's our turn to sit and just watch the trees fall. Mm-hmm. All the giants are just falling all around us, and it's really upsetting. Like I'm still not over Diane Keaton, and just in that I'm not over that she's gone.
I'm still not over.
Sitting there, I'm not grieving. I'm just sitting in the disbelief that she's gone. And then I'm I haven't even comprehended D'Angelo yet. I just still can't comprehend that this guy at 51 years old was taken by this aggressive pancreatic cancer. And now, of course, we have Ace Frehley, who, like, I mean, the guy was just fucking jawing. Like, for all intents and purposes, he seemed perfectly fine. He was in the studio. He thought his last record was his best record. When I listened to some of it, and it's good. I mean, he riffs like crazy on it. You know, lyrically challenging, maybe challenged, but otherwise, I mean, it was a ripping record. I mean, I fucking listened to it. He shredded. It was awesome. Put my headphones on, and just in case you're wondering, when'd you do that? But yeah, I mean, every morning I was being fed stuff about his new record when it came out, which renewed the dispute between him and his bandmates. And oh man, Ace Frehley is gone, bro. They're just falling. It's just crazy. Like this week, it's been Diane Keaton, D'Angelo.
Yeah, Delicate said
Ace Frehley.
That it happens in threes.
It's just. You're right. Yeah, Delicate said it happens. She did say that, didn't she? Well, rest in peace to one of the greatest legends. I mean, and then Ozzy obviously died recently. But when you think about Ozzy and you think about Black Sabbath, there's while Kiss isn't in the same sort of vein as Black Sabbath and Judas Priest, because they were more of a hard rock gimmick band than they were like a heavy metal band, even though they really ended up being absorbed into the metal scene, because in the same way that Alice Cooper did, and even bands like Jethro Tull and Cream got, metal were like, yeah, we'll take that one too, back in the 80s. And of course, Kiss had this like really crazy, show, and I guess they're metal. I guess you could say they're metal. I don't know.
Do you want to hear from the chat?
I'd love to.
Anne Boleyn said, I think Dance Plum is more popular in Europe than in the U.S.
That's probably true. What am I doing here? Right?
Yeah, well, they blocked it in the U.S. and Canada, but some countries were able to see it in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Kindly DiCaprio said, Derek is so interesting because I don't like him, but I would marry him and try to fix him.
Yeah. He has that. Exactly. He has that kind of, I love that you put it that way, because he does have that, like, that's the whole Jenny Lewis dynamic, right? The whole Sarah dynamic there.
Yeah.
Is that dynamic of like, I'm going to go try to fix this guy because he's worth saving. Mm-hmm. He's this thing that's worth saving. And which is really kind of representative, in my opinion, or sort of thematically really, of the whole of our generation in that way. Like that's kind of what I was going for. I mean, ultimately I was going for, we're highly competent despite our foolishness or our shortcomings. But I think that's actually, even more accurate. So Kindly DiCaprio, 30 years later, helping us get even more refined in what Dance Plum is truly about.
I'm Bobo is bringing up Kevin Federline's book, said poor Brittany going to get dragged into drama over Kevin's book.
Yeah, we live in a misogynistic world. The reason why I'm not covering it beyond, the only reason I don't want to like put it on and give this guy any fucking, I'm not going to give him, I mean, we're not some big channel or anything, so, it's not like we're going to make a dent in anything anyway. But from a principles perspective, I'm not, the only thing I have to say about Kevin Federline's book is that it's very clear to me that he is using this woman as a means to try and cash in on, her condition and their relationship in a really egregious way, and it stinks like misogyny to me. It's just like, it's the kind of thing, at least, that I feel like misogynists will gravitate toward. It's because it's just whenever they can just knock the woman down, like whatever, whomever it may be. And it's just really, it's
also like, it's under the guise of like being concerned for her. Like that's what Kevin Federline is doing when he's framing it this way. Like he's talking about how she's
going to break any minute,
that he's upset because she has gotten worse and that she needs help. And this is possibly true, but then but that's how he's like gift wrapping all of this, like sharing embarrassing stories about her and sharing stories about how he was hurt by her or like betrayed by her, instead of like, it's weird. I'm a little conflicted because like your book obviously has the similar stories about how you were betrayed and hurt by people, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's like he's wrapping it in this sort of like pity, you know? And so it gives people kind of permission to talk about it because they're like, oh, we're only sharing these stories because we really care about her, you know? He's sort of like laundering everybody's bad intentions by telling them that it's okay, that we can talk about this because she's in trouble.
Look, man.
You know what I mean?
His book talks about
Am
how
I
she cheated.
articulating that well?
Well, I suppose you are. Yeah, I think you are.
It just feels kind of icky. It's like you're...
He's, well, because...
Like, if you really fucking cared about her, you would protect her privacy. You would get her help. You wouldn't be telling the entire world and trying to monetize your stories about this, you know, or just write a fucking tell-all memoir and call it what it is. But, you know, this whole thing is like kind of gross that he's like trying to wrap it up in this package of like, I'm only telling you this because I'm concerned. Like, that's not how you'd act if you were actually concerned, you know?
Exactly.
Whatever. Sorry. What were you going to say?
Well, what I was going to say is that, you know, it's obvious that he is, you know, that he is being exploitative here and he's obviously not doing anything to help because tell me how exposing that she cheated on him with another woman has anything to do with helping her.
Yeah.
Like
right.
there's no way you can equate. I'm trying to help Brittany here because she cheated on me with another woman. It's not 1985, buddy. Nobody gives a shit. Do you know what I mean? It's 2025. Nobody fucking cares. Do you know what I mean? Like all these people are fucking Charlie Sheen. I slept with men. Okay. Congrats.
You know, it's
just a fucking, you know, we would clutch the pearls in 1985.
It's weird because the difference between the books you're talking about and your book is that you actually were harmed by the behavior of these people.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Kevin Federline was, you know, but whatever. I mean, that's the thing is like, if he had an experience with Britney Spears, he is allowed to tell that story. So it's not like he's doing anything wrong or bad. I just feel like it's a little fucking gross that he is trying to wrap it up into this, like it's like a little Trojan horse, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that it's dignified to do that.
I don't think that airing out your fucking laundry about your girlfriend is a cool thing to do.
I mean, he's allowed to talk about how he felt betrayed by her.
But I don't think it's a cool thing to sit down and talk about your personal life in that way unless there's some real point to it. Like, you know, there's like to shame somebody. Why are you shaming somebody for that? Just wonder if he's had any indiscretions in his life. I wonder if he's ever slipped off the fucking path or even had a thought to do something like that, you know? So it's just like, it's just weak sauce to me that you want to like put that kind of laundry out. Now I haven't read the book, so maybe it's possible that he's not. Maybe he's just like, you know, he finds out. It's like a moment and he's just dealing with it or whatever. And it doesn't have that air of exploitation in it. But what we do see is that that's what he's choosing to go out with publicly. That's what he's using as a hook to get people to buy the book, and it feels misogynistic to me. Maybe it's not. Maybe Kevin Federline's trying to do the right thing here, but reputationally, right now it kind of aligns with somebody who's being shitty to me.
You know, it's just so weird. Like I've learned so much about this topic just from editing your book with you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I actually don't have a problem whatsoever of him telling the story about how Britney Spears cheated on him because she gave that to him when she did that, you know? She's a public figure, but even if she wasn't, like, she should have known that when you do that sort of thing to somebody, that's their story now. That's their story. They get to do with what they want. They can tell that story. If it really happened and they're telling the story as it really happened, that's theirs. Like, you did something fucked up. Everybody gets to know about it. You don't have a say, you know?
Yeah.
Because you gave them that experience. Right? It involves you and them, and so it's theirs too. So, like, I don't actually have a problem with him telling the story about how Britney Spears cheated on him. If it hurt him and he feels like he wants to put it out in a book, that's fine.
I mean, that's fair.
The reason why I do have an issue with it is that he's pretending like he's some savior or something, you know, like he's warning everybody and saying that something needs to be done, and he's doing this like call to action to help Britney. Well, like, dude, that's not how you fucking this book isn't the way to do that.
No.
Like, if you really cared about that, you can't have both.
Well,
know?
that's where I'm coming from.
Both.
That's where the basis of this conversation if on the one hand he's trying to help somebody, you're not helping anybody by exposing these kinds of things about your past.
Humiliating them.
Yeah, and
for
you
profit?
can. And by the way, you don't have to expose the fact that she slept with a woman. Like that's the headline is what's really egregious in my opinion. Like, okay, for example, I'm going to write a book and you've cheated on me in my past, and I'm trying to deal with that. I don't have to tell you who cheated. That's not the fucking point, is it? The point is you cheated. So why would I have to tell who you cheated on, whatever? I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you can though, because that's your story
I'm
now.
not saying, I understand.
Like I gave that to you.
I understand all that.
If I fucked you over, like that's yours.
I could have told you about. I could have wrote about how Leonardo DiCaprio tried to show everybody his big long poop one day, but there was no fucking point to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is no point to it, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to what Kevin Federline is doing. If there's a point to say, like, if a part of his book is, hey, we need to gather around this woman and save her, we owe it to her. She's an icon. I still love her, despite our, if that's the message, yeah, sure, wonderful, beautiful. But if it's like, the message to like try and or if it's the real purpose is, oh, you know what I'm going to do? You know why they're going to buy this book? If that's why, then I think that speaks for itself. You got to see that picture I got up?
Yeah. Why are we looking at this while we're talking about Britney Spears?
Because I just want to look at that. Look at that dude. Look at that guy. He's so rad, and just one of the greats of all time. There he is, bro. Ace Frehley. That band, man. Come on. Like I remember when I was a kid. I was never, again, a big Kiss fan because I wasn't into the theatrics, but they were just everywhere, man, when I was in the 70s.
I know.
And like
right
into the early 80s. Oh, amazing, dude. They had a Saturday morning cartoon, which I would watch occasionally. Anyway, R.I.P. legend. R.I.P. So that's where I'm at with the Britney Spears, Kevin Federline thing. I think that it's a bit of a mess. I don't think it's, I obviously have some extremely explicit things in my book, right? I do. I mean, there's penises in my book, lots of penises, but in every instance, they're very specific about, because I just exposed in this casual conversation. There's a bunch of things I can write about that's embarrassing. Yeah. I hung out with these guys on a regular basis for 2.5 years, and they were kind of out of their minds. So I have lots
very liberated.
Yeah, so I have many stories about all the crazy, weird, quirky shit. None of that was relevant. So the things that made it to my book, as salacious as they were there for a reason, because they were thematically tied to, the sort of message of the book, which was that these people are kind of terrible friends. Not good friends, and I can prove it. It wasn't just me.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that that's what's happening in the Federline book. I haven't read it, but I'm just going to venture to guess that he's not trying to make a point about it. Like, unless his book is that she's a bad person. If his book is, this is my tell-all to prove to you, if this is his mommy dearest, but it's about his former wife as opposed to his mother, then, well, that's a different conversation. But we all can see plainly, and he's already talked about it publicly, that Britney Spears has issues, has mental issues. She suffers from mental illness. She's somebody who requires love, care, commitment, dedication,
Yeah.
and not betrayal. There's no way this helps her.
No.
There's no way that a book being released about her fucking past and their past helps anybody but him. That's the only person benefiting from this.
You can't pretend to be the savior if you're going to treat her like that.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Do you want to get some chat?
The chat is giving us great onion chopping tips.
Oh yeah, I saw the cutting underwater. That all I saw, I immediately saw my finger floating up to the top.
Like bubbling.
Yeah.
Foz says an onion tip: put Vaseline below your nostrils before chopping.
There's so many tips. You know what I did? You know what I used to do is I used to put a towel, soaking wet towel, right here, and then the onion's here. Yeah. Not this close to my eyes.
Can you imagine if you were just like a thrill seeker? Yeah. An adrenaline junkie.
I might.
You're like stuck at work all the time. You can never go up to the fucking, like the Black Diamond fucking skiing or whatever. So you just like chop onions right in front of your face.
Wait, who are they rebooting Fear Factor with?
Oh, dude, Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville. They're rebooting. They're rebooting.
So great.
That's
dude.
fucking great, right?
I know.
That's something I would do right there. That'd be one of my ones. You can sit there and chop onions with your fucking eyes like inches away.
It's gonna be awesome.
Inches away.
Oh, it's really happening now. You fucked me up.
It's so funny because like we're the title of tonight's live is Ace Frehley has died.
Oh, I know. So
and you're just
for all the hundreds of thousands of
she
people who are tuning in late.
Is she a niece, a nephew? Is he a nephew?
Yeah. I have to blow my nose. This is ridiculous already.
Yeah, so Junk Farm's like, I'm 100% on her side because at this point he's just running his mouth. And then says, Bobo said, like how you do with Leo, just Kevin, I don't agree how to bring it up. Well, Bobo, I don't know that I run my mouth with Leo. Leo destroyed my life, right? Like did Brittany Murphy, my goodness. Did Britney Spears try to destroy Kevin Federline's life? Did she disparage his name? Did she steal his art? I mean, there's a very different dynamic here. And I think that couples who fucking, do their laundry like this in public, I mean, come on, bro, get your shit together. It's utterly, disgusting. I mean, I just saw a post by by a husband of some famous divorce where he's like, can you stop talking about a divorce in the public, please, to the wife? And you saw this with Denise Richards, which, I just feel for her, of course, but like there's just these nasty divorces playing out before our eyes. And I just think that this is really one of the more unfortunate fucking parts of social media because like, leave these people alone. I mean, and obviously if one side's doing it to the other, then that's the sort of egregious act, isn't it? And in the same way that you have the Baldoni and Lively thing, Lively has, from what I can tell, taken the high road entirely as far as this goes. And she's like, I'm just litigating, dude. I'm litigating. This guy, he's like spreading rumors, and treating people like shit.
He's trying to keep you entertained with all kinds of fucking douche details.
And I'm just going to litigate.
Yep. Oh, Foz says, you don't cut your onions underwater because then you can't.
Oh, because you throw them in there, they'll explode in the pan. Yeah. But you could put them in a salad spinner and then maybe dry them off or whatever. Depends on how long you could sit them out. A little blow dry. What are you doing? Drying the onions before I put them in the oil.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you want to cut onions underwater because the onion juice is the flavor, isn't it? I mean, you don't want just like bland onions. You want flavorful onions. What we got to do is just get those like scuba goggles that have like the nose and a full seal all the way around. Yeah. And there's just going to be our onion goggles with all the doors and windows open.
I wish I could play Beth right now. Somebody said, Beth?
No.
Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. 'Cause me and the boys are playing, and we just can't find the sound. You don't know that song?
No.
Just a few more hours, and I'll be right home to you. Beth, I could cry.
Don't cry. You're not allowed to cry about Kiss.
Oh,
they would
Beth,
not want you to cry.
I do. Bum, bum, bum. Man, what a great song. That's my favorite song of theirs for sure. I mean, I get lost in that tune, I'm a fucking sappy dude. I am. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I'm a lover and I'm not a fighter. And like, you wouldn't know it sometimes when I get all bitey, but that song is incredibly touching. Beautifully written. Gorgeous song. I wonder who wrote it.
Did they write their own songs?
To my knowledge, but I'm not a perfect source for such things. Beth song is a ballad by Kiss, originally raised, recorded studio genre length. Songwriters Peter Criss, Stan Pendridge, and so Peter Criss wrote it. I had no fucking idea Peter Criss wrote that song. Did you guys know that? Peter Criss.
Who's Peter Criss?
He's the drummer. He's the guy that looks like the cat. He also ended up in a big ass fight with the band. It just sucks. That's the other thing. Now the phase of all these legends dying on us, and it's just awful. And man, it's just heartbreaking. But before that, I've been watching because I follow all my old rock heroes, so I'm getting all the fucking drama, bro. Judas Priest and Rob Halford, KK Downing, Glenn Tipton, they had it out. The Kiss guys, Peter Criss, Ace Frehley. Oh God, it's just absolutely like heartbreaking because when I was a kid and I was in a band, I was the lead singer of a band. We called ourselves all kinds of things. I think we called ourselves like Hideous Hoax at one point, and Southern Cross. I'm from fucking Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, all the way up north. We called ourselves Southern Cross, but we were, I have no idea how we ended up with that name. But we had these like different band names or whatever, and the whole fucking thing about like being in a band to me that was the most exciting, most beautiful thing was the idea of having that brotherhood, like we're going to go through life together. We're going to do all this. We're going to, in every album cover I ever looked at, that picture I just showed everyone of Kiss is just like a feeling of this brotherhood, of this like camaraderie a bond that is deeper than family, that is deeper than lovers, that is deeper than anything there is. And that's what I was like, that was like my inspiration for music, and not just the music itself, but the camaraderie,
This is crazy to me. I've never heard you talk about Kiss before in my life. We've been together for over a decade.
Well, I'm sorry.
No. Don't apologize.
Because I'm sitting there like remembering the lyrics and everything, right?
Yes. I had no idea that you liked this band. I didn't think that it was a thing for you.
I have a love-hate relationship with Kiss as a band. Because Kiss is very much like just a very exploitative band. They were just about exploiting fans. I didn't like the money extract. Every band does it. You got to live,
like
whatever.
A ton of merchandise and
but
shit?
It was just merchandise. It was just overexposure. So I got very distant from them after probably the mid 80s. They went away, they took off their makeup, they came back. Lick It Up to me was just not good. You know that song? Lick it up. Mm-hmm. It's all right now. Ugh.
I know. That's why
awful.
I never really. I had the soundtrack for Dazed and Confused on cassette tape, and I used to listen to that sometimes. I had like a bunch.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like on constant rotation. But Rock and Roll All Night, the Kiss song.
Rock and roll on and party every day.
Yeah. I used to try.
What a fucking anthem, bro.
I know, but I would like try to fast forward it because it was just so repetitive. I never felt anything for that band. And, I admit that I didn't know anything but the hits. I didn't know anything but what was shown to everybody. But like, like every band that's got like big hits, it's their like B-sides that are actually really good,
Yeah. Philip Love just showed up and he said that he played guitar because of Ace. And so many people did.
That's amazing.
And Randy Rhoads, of course. But so many people played because of Ace. And so many like huge people too. Not just like Philip and me, I mean, I played because of Glenn Tipton, really, and KK Downing. But they're all the same era. Kiss came up in 73. 73. Judas Priest was 69. So they were right there. That's what I was saying. It's like, it's really, in terms of like that hard rock genre, it's really, those are the three bands that really, defined an entire new genre of music. And that was Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, and
wait, so you got to help me catch up. So
Kiss.
Kiss was innovative?
Innovative, but yes.
Innovative. Who did we hear pronounce it that way? It ruined us forever. We were just like, both of us.
We were watching something.
We were watching somebody, and they said innovative, and both of us like ceased to listen to a single other word they said. And like 5 minutes later, we both were like, "Did they say innovative?"
We took this astrology course, and one of our teachers said Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. Instead of saying Aphrodite, and like I never heard another word she said because I was like, "That's so weird." That's really funny. So you got to answer my question.
Yes.
So did Kiss innovate?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They were in 73. Look, there was the probably the three biggest bands that came up with this like big heavy sound were at the time were Kiss, Sabbath first, Priest second, and Kiss third.
Yeah, no, I know that they were the biggest, but did they start something? Did they change a trend?
Well, they were a part of, so, music is interesting, because you can't really just say one person or one band started anything, definitively, because there's so much inspiration that comes in underneath it. And what's wild about that is every time you think you can, if you dig deep, you'll find somebody that inspired that particular artist. It just keeps kind of getting deeper and deeper. So I would say that while Kiss wasn't like necessarily the band that started something, they were a part of that synchronized moment in music history when there was this birth of music that really got us up out of our seats and got us kicking into drywalls, and it wasn't punk, Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Vincenzo's crying. I've been tearing up constantly here.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm really upset about it. I'm really sad. Like all the legends are dying. It's been a rough week. It really has. You know, Diane Keaton hit me hard. D'Angelo, I didn't really know all that well, but I listened to one record and I'm like, God fucking damn it. And that he's 51. Yeah. So it's not like, you know, I mean, I've listened to D'Angelo passively, but I've never sat down and like heard his genius, and it's there. It's just there. It's fucking incredible. He was precious. It's funny. He was like one of those super precious guys who only had 3. He only had 3 to give, you know, like Blind Melon. You know what I mean?
No, he was so influential, though. It was really amazing how much of a role he had in crafting a sound. There's a really, really amazing documentary called Devil's Pie about D'Angelo. Yeah. And Questlove has, in one of his interviews, he talks about how Questlove as a drummer, because he's a drummer for the Roots, and he's like a session drummer for a bunch of these other groups.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, well, you have to be like precise, right? As a drummer, obviously, it's precision and timekeeping. But D'Angelo kept telling him to like, trying to encourage him to play sloppy and a little bit behind the time, like more like jazz would be. But instead of just having like one member of the ensemble play like that, right? As a signature, he wanted everybody to kind of do that. And it really did craft this really unique sound. It was he was crafting like a different kind of jazz.
Yeah.
And Questlove said that it really changed music for him forever, because as soon as he started to play the way that D'Angelo told him to play, he was like, oh my God, that's like so different. And it feels it. There's so much.
I love how it was so intuitional for him. It was such an intuitive moment for him. Like that he was just so like, no, now you got to just lose it. Now you got to loosen it up and let it go.
The way that people talk about D'Angelo and the way that he changed music is that they talk about the spirit of music. And I think that interview with Questlove says it so perfectly, because he's talking about how he played prior to this, to trying this new thing that D'Angelo put him on. Okay. He was talking about how he played logically, right?
Yeah.
And D'Angelo was like, no, you got to play a little messy, like you're a drunk drummer. And that way you can play with feeling, right? So logic and feeling, they can't go together, right? That's why Virgo and Pisces are on different side of the zodiac, you know?
Why
it's
some people can't connect to Rush.
Yeah.
Or other bands like prog bands that are like super tight, like Yes, Rush. Like there are these bands where just they're
on a different fucking wavelength, right?
Yeah.
So interesting. And so a lot of people were talking about how they're sharing the experience of when D'Angelo toured for his record, The Black Messiah, and he assembled this band, like he called them the Vanguard. Anyway, it was a lot like Prince. But you know how Prince was also like really strict about his musicians?
Yeah, I mean, he's very,
he's very much like James Brown that way. Like James Brown was really precise. But what D'Angelo did with his group was that he was like Prince, but he was loose. And there's a bunch of people on social media who were talking about how they had like a literal spiritual experience when they went to that show. Like they would go to one of his shows. He was like touring all over. And they were like, I've never felt like that in a crowd. Like he was really conjuring something. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So it's just really great. There's a lot of really wonderful write-ups about his influence now. Like all the great, like Pitchfork and Rolling Stone and everybody are putting together these really great write-ups talking about the result of his influence. Like Kendrick Lamar's won a bunch of Grammys based on influences by D'Angelo. You know, it's like he's a legend. It continues just with 3 records too. It's really incredible.
By the way, Gene Simmons, he recently got into a car accident. Did you hear about this? So
Gene Simmons was in a car accident?
Yeah, so he just had a car crash.
When?
And a bad one too. Like he wrecked a car and just like last week, like fucking just a little while ago, Shannon Tweed has said, now she's like, you know who that is?
No.
Shannon Tweed is her wife, his wife. Shannon Tweed she was like a Showtime After Dark star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big giant boob job. Like she's built like a rock star's girl.
Yeah, okay.
Like 100%.
I can picture it, yeah.
And she had all these like After Dark type things.
So what she said about his condition?
She came out, she was like, I'm not fucking driving with him no more. I'm done with it.
Oh.
Because he's just like doesn't know what he's doing. He fell asleep or something. Like one of those things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. It's just so much mad shit. You know?
So did he turn out okay?
They're fine. Their cars, but just like Shannon Tweed, I think they're fine. I meant to. It was like on my thing to talk about it one day, and then we just never got to it because I was yelling at somebody probably. Gene Simmons car crash. Yeah, Gene Simmons car crash 15 hours ago on TMZ. So it was like, the car is mangled. Gene Simmons drove headfirst into a parked car in Malibu, and it looked like he's lucky he didn't drive off the cliff and into the ocean. The Kiss Rockers SUV delivered the brunt of the damage to a truck that was parked along the Pacific Coast Highway, as you can see here, and it's like just smashed. Gene's wife, Shannon Salmon. He married a sockeye salmon. Just love the red. Gene's wife, Salmon.
That's like
Shannon.
That's like
yeah, fainted behind the wheel.
Like a BoJack Horseman side joke, you know?
Right, yeah, exactly.
He's Gene Simmons, but then he's also got a salmon.
He's also got a salmon. He fainted behind the wheel, and he drifted across a couple of lanes of traffic before crashing into a parked car. And based on what's in the aftermath of the video, it looks like Gene would have gone over the bluff and onto the beach and possibly into the ocean if he didn't hit this truck. Fuck. So that just happened.
So he should lose his license.
It's weird. I wonder what's like if there's like Kiss astrology.
Oh my God, I know. What's going on with these guys? That's spooky.
Somebody says it's time for you to hire a full-time driver. Why? Dude, I just always assumed that if I was going to ever have, fuck you money forever, that part of that fuck you money forever was definitely a driver. Like, why drive, bro? Why
just
drive?
Get picked up?
I mean, I can understand, like, you want some autonomy there. Like, hey, me and Shannon, we're going to go to Lookout,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But,
The makeout spot?
Yeah, I'm going to go make out in Mulholland Drive. But, I would just have a driver. Like Justin Timberlake when he got busted for that DUI.
Oh my God! For a DUI especially, you're like you do not need to be fucking driving anymore.
For real, like if I was a judge and somebody like that came before me for a DWI or DUI, whatever that jurisdiction calls it, I would fucking hit that shit so hard.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're getting it hard. You're getting hard.
You endangered people in my community because you didn't want to fucking get your assistant to grab the keys?
Yeah, because it's so clear you have a problem because you have all the resources and no excuse.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
I have in my past drove drunk. I don't drink anymore. But I have drove with a buzz at least multiple times because I didn't have a ride or the money for a cab. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm fucking 20 or whatever, 22 years old, Canada, fucking pounding beers and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get home. And I got no money left. Mm-hmm. So, you're like, I'm fine. You talk yourself into it. Off you go. You get home safe. You think you're cool. Meanwhile, you're fucking losing it. Like, it's such a mistake. It's such a horrible mistake to make.
Yeah, it's so dangerous.
Every time you get away with it, you're literally getting away with it. That's the only thing that's happening is you're getting away with it. Now I know this, of course. But back then I didn't because I was a belligerent asshole who was like cool with putting mine and other people's lives in danger. Just so I could get home. But when you're rich, you don't have a driver. You can hire a whole fucking, come on. I mean, he's literally in the car, Justin Timberlake, saying the world tour. When they asked, he's like, oh, this is going to ruin the tour.
Oh yeah, that was the greatest.
They were like, what tour? Because they don't know, because they couldn't recognize him.
Well, dude, what's really fucking funny about that is that he was telling like a young cop that. It's not like he was telling his manager. It's not like he was on the phone with somebody who might have benefited from that conversation or was involved in that topic, He was just like venting to a guy, a fucking rando. Oh, this is going to ruin the tour.
Yeah, of course. He was just sitting there he was drunk,
Yeah, he was like, I need this guy to know how important I am.
I cannot believe that Ace Frehley died.
I can't believe that Gene Simmons almost fucking drove off a cliff.
And he almost drove off a fucking cliff.
That's crazy.
Has anyone talked to Paul?
Yeah. Are the other two okay?
Chris?
Anne Boleyn is saying something really interesting about bodies. Can I share this with you?
Yeah, please do.
Anne Boleyn says, I can see the similarities in the movies between your movie and that movie.
Oh, cool.
Especially how one character in each movie struggles with tolerating asshole friends for the sake of the group, but they're uncomfortable about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was there thematically for sure.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's such a privilege to have somebody, I I mean, that I created work that somebody was inspired by and was able to actually get another movie made, because I cannot tell you how difficult it is to get a movie made. It is just such an impossible feat. It really is, and it's only gotten harder. People think it should have gotten easier. What with,
cell phones and
just
access.
being able to shoot.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking hard to get a movie made. Hey, let me read Britney Spears' response to Federline, may I?
Yeah.
Okay, this is her response. It says, and this is she posted on October 16th. To be loved unconditionally and with a naive heart like mine, always being threatened or made to believe I'm the bad one as they profit off my pain.
Yep.
Oh, dear Jesus, show me there is a God and I can too be loved unconditionally and not have to be so perfect, because it's really interesting. I 100% beg to differ the way he's literally attacking me in these interviews. The truth be told, the man in the interview went straight to the source and said it clear as day. No money from Britney for 5 years. You're trying to get paid. And that's what general America is saying. Weird, you both have moved on. Your kids are adults. It's a different world now. Why is he so angry? And what's scary is that he's convincing. It literally blows my mind. The moments he stops before he cries, are you fucking serious? I know his book will sell loads more than mine. If he really loves someone, then you don't help them by humiliating them. What scared me was how serious and angry he got. People have no idea. It is way worse than anyone could imagine. The boy hates me, and it is deep anger to literally say the things he is saying. As my mother cleverly says, oh, you're angry. We just have to love you so much and wish you were here. I'm like, what? You called me one time in 6 years. And why didn't you invite me to my son's birthday in Louisiana, in my home for 2 weeks? They get entitled with special secrets as they treat me exactly the way my father used to. Yes, they secretly love to cast me out and make me feel completely isolated. So in resolution, guess what I did, my friends? I bought myself a miniature greenhouse made of all glass. It has beautiful stained glass picture above the door. It has the mini house of healing. I do need healing, and I'm starting tomorrow on it. Not growing weed. Ha ha ha. Lavender, rosemary, eucalyptus, and miniature shelves. Freeze your favorite flowers in the refrigerator. I'm serious. The smell stays potent, rich, and strong. Gardenias are unbelievable. Sage, peppermint, chamomile, tea tree. They're all so... I love this. This is fucking great. She's like, fuck him. I got some shit to tell you.
She's stream of consciousness.
I'm going to get real dirty in there with all the dirt, but I don't care. I'm honestly liberated and so damn blessed it arrived. There are so many things to heal. I feel like just general contact and communication with people. My birthday wish is not to fly anywhere this year. I want to have coffee, lunch, or dinner with Michelle Pfeiffer and Paris Jackson. It is important to look up to people and still believe in humanity. And there are extremely cool people here. This is really hitting for me in a big way because I'm going through a lot right now, and I don't fucking know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, Leo's movie flopped, and it's probably the one time that was like, it would really be great if this movie works. Yeah. It's like the one fucking time.
I know. Well, after all these other times, you finally got your wish where you're like, would he just go away?
I might even start my own radio podcast. Oh, let's just pack it up, Angela. We're just packing it up.
Everybody's doing it.
And thank you to the people supporting my heart right now. I know you guys understand it hurts. And Perez Hilton, you are absolute adorable, and you made my heart smile. And
Perez Hilton?
Yeah, she just gave Perez Hilton the
Weird.
love. Oh God, he's never stop.
He's gonna love that. He's never gonna shut up.
I cannot stand that human being.
I know, he's so bad.
I cannot stand that human being. It's just like he loves her, so she's it's just funny. I mean, we're gonna play to the anyway. There's Britney Spears' response to
the Junk Farm said Kevin Federline needs to STFU, and then maybe we can talk about her. But for now, I'm 100% on her side because he's just running his mouth.
Yeah,
like how you do with Leo. Oh, you read this when I was blowing my nose because you tear gassed me. Just Kevin, I don't agree with how to bring it up.
Yeah, I mean,
says hashtag leave Britney alone.
I was very particular about leaving out shit that, I mean, it got bad at one point. So there's a scene those who've read the book know the peroxide scene. Yes. So there's a peroxide scene, and the peroxide scene I had to tone it down. You are the one who made me tone it down.
I made you tone it down
because I did the whole thing that actually happened.
Yeah.
Which there's another level of insanity that goes with that.
Yes.
That is very weird. Like it gets
specifically the peroxide scene is written as it happened, but then after
I clipped all this craziness out.
After the joke, there's like a whole new part of shenanigans. And I was like, you got to take that out. I was like, nobody is going to believe that happened. Nobody's going to believe that your friends behaved that way.
Yeah.
Like they'll believe, but weirdly enough, they'll believe the peroxide, but what happened after was weirder. And I was like, it's just like too easy for somebody to be like, okay, this guy Daly's making shit up.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring that up?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What did it have to do with this Britney controversy?
I have no idea. Can we rewind and find out? Because I don't even know.
Okay.
Kindly DiCaprio said that there are videos from 1995 and it's always Ethan driving. Oh, I don't know what that is. I missed out on something.
Oh, Ethan Suplee drives his friends?
Is that true?
I don't know. You said that you remember getting driven into Hollywood by Leo and did he have like a Jeep Cherokee or something? And what was his car?
He had a, yes, he had
This was before he got famous and had to get a Prius, for like.
He had a Jeep Cherokee at the time, as I
PR.
recall. He and Scott Bloom both had Jeep Cherokees, as I recall. Oh, and so did Blake Soper.
Oh, really?
Blake Sennett.
You guys had all the same cars?
He had a Jeep Cherokee. Yeah. Yeah, everybody had a Jeep Cherokee. It was the car of the, I think that was like one of the big Jeep Cherokee times. It was the 90s.
Kindly DiCaprio wants to know, did Leo have good music taste?
It was all hip hop more. It was pretty much all hip hop. But yeah, I mean, he slammed out the Wu-Tang and Arrested Development and Fugees when that hit. All the NWA and all the West Coast stuff, but he was big on the East Coast stuff too. Yeah, he had good taste. But it's all hip hop, all of it. I don't know if he got out of hip hop. He definitely didn't listen to Kiss.
Kindly DiCaprio says, do you think Toby's bad behavior hurt his career? And then, for example, she says,
do I think Toby's bad behavior hurt his career? Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because I've heard from a bunch of people that he's like really difficult to deal with.
Leonardo DiCaprio's movie is about to lose $100 million or more dollars. Leonardo DiCaprio's behavior has hurt his career. And here's why I know that, because the movie that is going to lose between $100 and $130 million in the box office is P.T. Anderson's best movie, and it should have shot to the moon, because it's not just his best movie, it's also wildly entertaining if you believe the reviews from both critics and people who've seen it. Fucking crazy through the roof reviews. And so the only plausible reason why this movie is not blowing up, because there's nothing else out. There's nothing out.
Yeah.
Tron is an absolute disaster, according to most that I read. And, this is really nothing else out. And Leo still can't get the traction.
Okay, but you're saying this. So the question was, do you think Toby's bad behavior?
Yeah, I'm just pointing out that they're bad behaviors. I'm just saying, hey, this is how we see it. Where's Toby? Where's Toby? Toby's nowhere.
I recall there was an interview, and I remember this because it really explained his point, his perspective, because he never explained why he did the shit he did to you.
No.
Like, not even in his deposition did he have an explanation. He just kept saying these fucking vague things that like never amounted to.
Yeah, I mean, his insinuation was that we were in some way.
Yeah, but like, it's like he was just, what, you're paranoid, so that's why you fucking blew up all your friends and like ruined their work. It makes no sense. Mm-hmm. So one thing that he said in an interview is, he said, I pride myself on always making the best deals for myself.
Yeah.
Like, so he consistently does this thing that he did in that he does admit to in Don's Plum, where he signed on to the project, but he wanted to make more money than anybody else around. So he tried to negotiate for better like profit points or whatever, right?
Right.
And I think I recall hearing about him doing the same thing on another production. And so if he's just constantly like trying to be like manipulative and like do the negotiation thing when everybody else is trying to kumbaya and like make creative art together.
Everyone's being flexible.
It just seems like it would be pretty easy to just be like, he's kind of a pain. Like he kind of ruins set culture. You know?
I mean, Leo's no more flexible. I mean, $30+ million salaries on movies that are losing money.
I know. I still want to talk about Toby though, because like there's also that time where he's presenting at an award show right next to Kirsten Dunst, right? Because they were in Spider-Man together. And apparently something goes on between them where he is basically like seething angry at her. And it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Like, I guess she like just read from the teleprompter his part or something. Whatever it is, he is like overcome.
Yeah, I know.
And he's wearing it on his face.
Yeah, he looks like he could strike her.
He does. It's really intense. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, that would definitely make it so that you don't get fucking work. Like, if you're willing to do that on camera, on a stage, at an award show, like massive exposure, then I'm sure that he acts like that all over the place, like a little fucking like prima donna or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that I've heard that his bad behavior hurt his career, but this is interesting. Kindly DiCaprio said, for example, I heard Emmy Rossum, the actor, lost opportunities because she wasn't nice to people. I actually have a story about Emmy Rossum. My ex-boyfriend made a music video for her. She hired him to make a music video. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this one. It's kind of hard to find online, but it's where she is singing and she's changing she's changing into a bunch of different dresses throughout the video.
Yeah.
And so he filmed it, he edited it, he delivered it. And then she posted it saying she made it. And he was like just a music video director. He was like just trying to get started. He's since made movies, but at that point he was just trying to like make a little name for himself as a director. And that she commissioned his work and then stole it was just the craziest, wildest, most unnecessary thing. Like she would have lost nothing by just saying like, hey, I hired this guy and this is his credit. Like, you just put like a little caption that said like directed by, but instead she said that she made it and didn't credit him at all. And that's just like a unnecessarily shitty thing to do in that business. So yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that she, Kindly DiCaprio said, I heard Emmy Rossum, the actor, lost opportunities because she wasn't nice to people.
It's an interesting thing because people get away with so much shit in Hollywood. Like they do. They get away with loads of shit. So if you're pissing people off to the point where people are fucking blocking you or just refusing to work with you, then you are really hitting hard. Like you are hitting hard on the asshole. Like think about Charlie Sheen. I mean, him by his own admission, he was fucking intolerable half the time.
Yeah.
And he still worked, and he worked consistently all the way up till the end. And I say the end because he has yet to actually come back since he fell off the wagon on this last stint. So just think about how I knew a guy who in Hollywood who, man, this guy's career was going to just take off, dude. He had it all. He worked with John Candy. Like, I mean, this guy, it was unbelievable. Everybody wanted to see him for every fucking part. I mean, he was awesome. He was on a bloody cakewalk.
He was your age?
He had like huge friends. Like he introduced me to David Spade and these kinds of people. Yeah. And he was just like this big giant fucking like this big giant opportunity. Nobody knew if I said his name right now, and I'm not going to, but if I did, you still wouldn't know who I was talking about. The only reason I'm not going to is then you could go look it up in John Candy movies and find him. So he was a dick. He was a fucking dick.
He was a dick?
Yeah.
To everybody?
Like just in the industry, he's just like snobby ass dick. And
why?
Because you think your shit, you think your shit don't stink, is the old fucking
So what happened to him?
Old-time adage.
Did he recognize that he lost opportunities?
So his career ended up tanking completely because everyone was like, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. And he wasn't even at the point where he could even be a dick and be successful. Right. Because he had no audience. He was just that guy. So his career tanked. As it was tanking, he recognized the error of his ways. And he changed, genuinely. I love the guy. When I was, my last stint in Hollywood
but he changed
in 2010, I was working with him immediately. As soon as I got to town, I worked on a short with him and Balthazar Getty. And I fucking absolutely have seen the effects of people who, by virtue of their behavior, seriously stunt, if not completely ruin their careers. So it's amazing. And Toby got away with it for a long time because he got Spider-Man. And the thing about it is, like, you're a pain in the ass here and you're a pain in the ass there. Look, he got 2 Ang Lee movies though. Mm-hmm. So, it's like, because I'll tell you something about Toby is that Toby can be fucking so sweet, dude.
I think the difference is that I think that if he was if he saw himself as the biggest star on the set, then he would exploit that. And he would try and get more money.
Well, he would only see himself as the biggest star on the set.
No, but you think that when he was on the Ang Lee movies that he was...
If he was not in Deconstructing, or not in...
you know what I mean?
In Ice Storm, certainly not, because he wasn't the lead. He was one of the kids.
So what I'm saying is, like, he probably was on his best behavior around a bunch of huge stars.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He wasn't in Don's Plum.
No.
That's for fucking sure.
Lacey said about Kevin Federline's book, "For me, it's the fact that he didn't write this book until after the child support payments stopped. It isn't about helping her. It's about continued exploitation of her."
Yeah, I'm so glad she put it in her post. I loved her post, man.
I know, me too.
I loved how she was able to swing that shit around and be like, but look what I'm doing, man. I'm growing shit.
I know. Now she's going to be twirling with like
she's going to be covering herself with like artichokes.
No, like wads of potted plants, like out of the pots, just like the root ball and like some straggly plants. And she'll just be like twirling with them like she does with the knives.
Man, I tell you, man, I'm seriously like, I can't stop thinking about Ace Frehley. He's just on my mind like crazy right now. It's insane.
You know, what's funny is that earlier today you said, let's watch that John Candy documentary.
Yeah.
And I said I didn't want to because I'm so certain that I'm just going to sob. Like 10 minutes in, I can't watch a documentary about John Candy without like crying. Like the trailer made me cry. Okay. Like he's so beloved. And here we are on the live, right? Because I was like, well, I don't want to cry before I'm supposed to do a live tonight because I'm one of those people. I'm like an easy crier anyway. But if I cry earlier in the day, like it'll like the dam is open, like I'll just keep crying. Well, here I am today and I'm tearful, not because of the fucking documentary that I wanted to avoid crying.
You're like, I don't want to cry. So we'll watch it afterwards when I can have a good cry. But
here I am, I'm tearful because I've been gassed by fucking onions, which I can't believe is still happening. So somebody in the chat was like, open a fucking window, guys. And you're crying because Ace Frehley has passed.
I'm very sad about it.
We should have just watched the documentary anyway.
I'm sad about I'm sad about Diane Keaton. I'm sad about D'Angelo. I'm sad about Ace Frehley. I'm sad this fucking shit happens in threes. We could use a break, really, from the heroes dying. And, you're right. B40 says Toby aged out. He did not age well. Also, B40 says most actors are insecure, closeted fruits. Well, it's so true. I'll tell you this. A funny thing about being in Hollywood around actors for any period of time is, at least in the 90s when I came up, I tell you, man, the most trendy display of their insecurities was this, like, they would wring their hands through their hair. I think you can see like Timothée Chalamet doing it now. He's like the guy who does it now. Like I see him in, like the tortured artist. The tortured artist stuff. So like, oh God, they just sit there and like, toil with all of their inspiration. So you're right about that. Actors are, they're wildly insecure. They're also, very many of them, at least, are insatiable.
Insatiable.
Yeah, their hunger is insatiable. They're for what?
Ambitious?
Yeah.
Or you mean like?
Could be their ambition. Could be just for their craft. Could be whatever. But they're insatiable. Lee says alcohol ages you, man. I looked it up today because I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 5.5 years, and. So I was like, alcohol. First of all, I didn't even know this, but I was a heavy drinker. for like not a long period of time. But I looked it up today. I was like, what is heavy drinking? And it turns out I was heavy drinking. I didn't think I was because I was only drinking like 4 beers a day or whatever it was. But it turns out 4 beers a day is considered
heavy drinking.
Heavy drinking.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, my body is beat up. I didn't do it for all that long either. It was a few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think you heal from it.
Well, I looked it up today because I'm also a recovered smoker. And
that was much longer ago.
Yeah, that's been gone for 15 years. But when I was watching, I was like, I knew all the mile markers of like how my body was repairing itself. God, the things we do.
I know. So self-destructive
regrets.
Habits.
Regrets.
Vices.
Oh my God.
SC said, Dale, you have 30 some odd people in the chat. You should remind them to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I've seen some channels withhold shows until they're happy with their like count. It helps the algorithm.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? That's like extortion.
Yeah, I'm not going to extort you guys. But yeah, if you would like the live, I would really appreciate it. If you'd follow the live, I'd give you money if I had any. No, seriously though, if you like the live, come back and visit us. We have a good time almost every single night. We're here every single night during the week from 6 to 8. And we have a good time. And sometimes it gets tense because these are the times. But for the most part, we have a good time. We talk about film. We talk about a lot about the shit that's going on in the world of entertainment, particularly Baldoni and Lively, just because it's so close to home.
Yeah, it's close to your case.
It hits hard for me. Which, by the way, we're sitting here. We're also in watch for the what do you call it?
What do you call it?
The Sarowitz tape.
Oh, the Sarowitz tape is supposed to drop somewhere, right?
It's not gonna drop. If it hasn't dropped yet, it's not gonna drop tonight.
I mentioned Dazed and Confused because Kiss is on the soundtrack. Kindly DiCaprio wants to know how many tiny pineapples.
For which?
What is your rating for Dazed and Confused?
Well, I haven't watched it in so long.
I know. I need to rewatch it before I can rate it.
Without watching it, I remember liking it extremely. So it's probably because, again, my ratings are always based on its kind of category, so I wouldn't compare this 4 stars, which I'm going to give it.
You wouldn't compare it to Deer Hunter.
No, I wouldn't compare it to Deer Hunter. It's a good example, actually. Right. And Deer Hunter is not is a movie I'd probably give 4.5 stars to. 4 stars, bro, and I loved it. You know? I know, man. Letha says, this sucks. Too many legends are passing. It's crazy because, look, Dolly's in the hospital. We got that news that Dolly's in the hospital. Then, you know...
Oh, but she's
okay
now, right?
Free to give us the scare.
Wait.
Yes. So far as I could tell.
This isn't new news, right? She's not like, she didn't have a procedure last week and then go back into the hospital.
All the same news.
You can't fuck with me like this.
Frida.
I can't handle it.
Frida got us all panicked.
My eyes are burning with the fucking onions already. Don't tell me bad news about Dolly.
And then Frida panicked and told us to pray. So we were on this live. We were like, oh, fuck. I don't even pray. Hello, Lord. Yeah. Dale here.
You're like, am I doing this right?
Am I doing this right? Lord, I love me some Dolly Parton.
Please take care of Dolly Parton.
We don't need her to go anywhere anytime soon. You know what I'm saying?
You would see fit to protect her in these troubling times.
And I'm not making fun of religion. I'm making fun of me trying to do religion.
Yeah. It's not easy. You know, you have to to know how to do it right, you have to get brought up in it, you know? Like a bunch of people, they've already got their 10,000 hours, you know? If you're new at this, you can't just start praying and be good at it.
You sure can't. You got to put some practice in it, see? I guess that's not true. People will probably tell you that you can. I have a couple of save things that I wanted to get to at some point, too. I guess Mel Gibson's getting a bunch of backlash for his casting of Passion of the Christ, the sequel. I knew there was going to be one. The resurrection.
Of course.
The resurrection is coming. So he had to hire a new Jesus. He kind of recast the whole movie. I didn't really care.
Jeremy Sisto.
No. Jeremy had his crack. Jesus, he's too old for Jesus now. Remember, Jesus died in his 30s.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Jared Leto.
No, Jared Leto's too old.
Look, it's got to be a white Jesus, okay? We know that much.
It is. He got a good white guy out of Poland.
You got a white Jesus?
He got a white guy out of Poland to play the Middle Eastern role of Jesus.
Yeah. That's funny.
So anyway, but I don't know why he's getting backlash. I guess Christians are mad. He said that Jim Caviezel was going to play the role and that they were going to use AI to age him back to 20 years ago, which is just infuriating.
Yeah, just find somebody different.
Just go with the old Jesus, man. Switch it up. Just go with the Jesus comes back and he's like, hey, I'm old. You know, I did it for the Children of the Corn.
No. It could be a second coming. It could be like literally like Jesus returns.
I did it for the Children of the Corn.
You did?
Yeah, you know how that Children of the Corn is like the story is that they stay young.
Yeah.
So I knew John Franklin, who played the role of Isaac.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, he looked fantastic. He, wrinkled up Isaac. And so it was like, same height, same voice, same everything. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm laying in bed one night and I'm like, how do I age him up? How can I bring back an aged up John Franklin? So I cooked up this whole story, wrote it into a treatment starring him. And also I would get him to write it. So I was just going to produce it. And they bought it.
They did.
Yeah. So Isaac, you can go watch it now. It's absolutely hideous.
Old Isaac?
Probably the worst of the Children of the Corn movies is the one I came up with.
Did it turn out how you wanted?
No.
No, they changed everything.
Yeah, I didn't even work on the movie. I sold the movie to Dimension. And all I sold them was a one-page treatment. It was the most money I ever made in a single day because I wrote the treatment. I was laying in bed next to my partner at the time, and I came up with the idea. Woke up the next morning, ran downstairs. I wrote the treatment in about 4.5, maybe 5 hours.
You never come up with Children of the Corn movies when I'm next to you.
Well, you don't have a John Franklin.
I'm not like a muse for your horror sequels. I was just thinking that would be like a really funny thing to be upset about.
Anyway, they paid me.
How come you never write horror sequels since we've been together?
They paid me a pile of money for that fucking thing.
I'm sorry that it didn't work out the way you wanted to. I bet your story was better.
I would have loved to. I thought it was going to go theatrical. If they'd have made the movie I was going to make for them,
it would have been huge.
I think it had a shot at. I'm not. Are you mocking me?
No.
Are you making me feel bad?
No, I'm saying it would have been huge.
No, it wouldn't have been huge. It was but it would have been theatrical. It would have been a theatrical release. Like I think we would have gotten like a nice like limited theatrical.
No, it'd be like the last Conjuring movie. They have all these like spin-offs and
then that
sequels.
one went to the theaters.
And the very last one was the 9th one, and it was like a massive success, like so much profit.
This is what I thought. And by the way, the producers at Dimension thought so too.
Yeah.
But I got kind of screwed over. It's another fuck over story.
Yeah.
I ended up just settling and taking $30,000 and walking away.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Kindly DiCaprio said Leo was very sad about Diane Keaton. Said he is always sad these days, and his eyes are always heavy and shot.
Well, let me. I've been thinking about his sadness, and obviously those who read the book know that I gave his sadness back to him because I make this little tongue-in-cheek joke about how
you guys had like a Freaky Friday sort of like switcheroo situation.
Yeah, I'm his sadness.
Where you became the vessel for his sadness while he lived a life like liberated from any sadness. His life was only great all the time.
Yeah.
And you became like the conduit through all of his sadness came through to you, and your life, like every time he was high, you were low.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the sadness in his eyes now, I'm just guessing, but I think the sadness in Leonardo DiCaprio's eyes today, it comes from knowing that he is truly damaged in the public eye. I think that he is.
Do you think he cares about that?
Yeah.
I would think at this point he might be like grateful to be able to retreat.
No, it's not about the fame. He's not upset about losing fame.
Okay.
He's upset about losing opportunity. He's upset about losing movies. He's upset about losing people money. Leo cared back in the 90s. Leo cared very much about people getting back their money because anybody who knows anything about Hollywood is they don't get their money. You don't get to be this. You don't get to be the star.
Yeah.
So it's just a big blow. And this is the first time I think, this is all guess, but I think this is the first time that it is definitively clear that Leonardo DiCaprio is not a box office draw in America at this time. And I'm sure they're probably left with a bit of a, whatever puzzle as in terms of like, how do you build it back? What do you got to do? He could start with apologizing to me.
Would that make him sad though?
Yeah, terribly. It's all he has. His whole life is the business. There's nothing outside of that, And you have to remember, like when you're as famous as him, and I was putting this out there, but I do have still a single degree of separation from this guy. I have not lately, but I have over the years gotten some information about how he's feeling, about what he's going through.
Yeah, and like you never ask for it either. Like
people just
will call you up and tell you like the latest gossip about
he's
people that you would rather not hear about.
Yeah, exactly. But he's very, and look, this sort of comports with the guy I knew, right? It's congruent with everything I knew about him back in the 90s. He loved success. He loved being the best, one of the best and most beloved actors in the world. And because he loved all the favor it got him. He loved everything. Of course. So but I think all that stuff gets pretty old. You're like sitting around, you're like, oh, I'm fucking huge. Okay, well, great. You're huge. Brazil's sending out love to Ace. Man, I don't know how to say, how can you say long live Ace in Portuguese? Can you say it?
I'm sure there's a saying. I mean, I could translate it like
the way from English too.
But, yeah, but I don't think that's.
But they probably have.
They probably have like a better way of saying it. Yeah.
Hanada's here. Maybe she knows. I mean, she definitely knows. What with her being Brazilian and all. Your dad knows. It's
also possible. Like, I think there's a lot of people who are, a lot of celebrities who are masking their illnesses. Because when you think about statistically the number of people that suffer from long COVID.
Yeah.
Like, there's celebrities that suffer from it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what's going on with him. Maybe he has chronic fatigue syndrome and we don't know about it.
Well, obviously we can guess about all manner of things that could bring sadness to him. He could be sick. We don't even know it. There's just so many different possibilities. So, let me see. B40 also said that, what did he say? He said, at least we still have Billy Squier.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, Lee said Billy Idol is still alive. And I always thought he'd be the first to go.
He just put a record out.
I know he's young as ever.
Billy Idol just put a record out. You guys want to listen to it right now?
No, thank you.
We could do like one song from Billy Idol and then
thanks.
One song from
That's
Taylor
cool.
Swift and then one.
Appreciate it. No, thanks. Phil Baumling said that I watched the John Candy doc. Have tissues handy if you were a fan.
Oh no, it's gonna be crazy.
Dale and I we were like, the trailer
all
dropped.
over the house. I'm gonna be just covered. I should just wear a bib.
Dale, I brought my phone over to you and I was like, oh look, the John Candy trailer dropped, and I watched it with you, and both of us were sobbing before even the 3 minutes were up.
All these people are saying in chat, like Steven, well, Richards Nixon. That's really good, dude. He says he hasn't cried this hard in a long time. His 7-year-old self died today. But Stephen was like, Keith Richards is still alive. This is the hard part. Because what
Keith Richards is going to survive.
Because what I'm going through in my own head is after we, this Ace Frehley is a hole. It's a big hole. Especially because nobody saw it coming. The guy was making a record. He just finished a record. He wasn't making a record. He was about to go on tour. Bro. Slipped and fell, hit his head, and now he's dead. Fucking horrible. And we just didn't see it coming. But what I was saying is that it gets me thinking about all my heroes that are still living. Mm-hmm. And on the one side, highly grateful. On the other hand, holy fuck, they're any minute.
I know, dude.
I could wake up in the morning, Rob Halford is dead. I could wake up in the morning and fucking Jack Nicholson is dead, so on and so forth.
I need somebody
Jack Nicholson is sitting there I'm like, is everyone watching him?
No, I know. I need somebody to go post up as security for Tom Waits and just wrap him in pillows. Somebody go and protect, Willie Nelson. You know what I mean?
I hope the fucking, yeah, exactly. Who is guarding that soul? No, you will not leave this earth. Yeah, right. You will not leave this earth, Mr. Nelson. Do you understand me? I don't care.
You're too precious.
You're tired. I'm tired. We're all tired. Open those eyes.
Don't you die on me.
You better not. Barack Obama wanted to visit the set of Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. Spielberg had to approach Daniel Day-Lewis, who is a legendary method actor who stays in character the entire time. And a lot of people make fun of him, but he's out very vociferously these days defending method acting and saying, "You guys."
I saw him say something really brilliant about that.
Yeah, exactly. We can go dig that up, but he said so that means. So listen, this is the fucking greatest thing. So Steven Spielberg had to approach Daniel Day-Lewis and say, "Mr. President, the current occupant of your office would like to come and watch the proceedings as we try and get this amendment passed." And Daniel Day-Lewis refused.
He's like,
can you fucking believe this guy?
He's like, I'm the
Mr.
leader.
President, the current occupant of your house would like to come by and watch the proceedings and watch the passing of this next
That's
amendment.
really funny.
And Daniel Day-Lewis was like, will not happen. And Barack Obama was refused at the door.
He was asked about his method acting. I think the only criticism that they ever get about method acting is that it makes everybody else uncomfortable. And so he just completely threw that back in the interviewer's face. They were like, yeah, I think people seem to have an issue with method acting. What's your take on how people are so critical of it? And he was like, well, I don't think that I'm bothering anyone else's ability to prepare.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just doing my preparation. Sounds like a skill issue if you guys are bothered by it. It's great.
Danosaurus said, did you ever go to the Viper Room and was it haunted? I did. I did not notice it was haunted. I went to the Viper Room quite a bit, actually. But I don't recall ever feeling like it was haunted. I mean, look, it's haunted with the memory of River Phoenix. And that, as soon as the very first time I ever walked up to the Viper Room, I was struck by being in the place where that man lost his life.
I would love it if you were actually the type of person that would feel something. Like if you walked into the Viper Room and all of a sudden you did that, like, that really typical, like, medium charade,
Yeah.
Where like you walk into the place and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I hear.
Yeah. Mommy,
I'm getting
Mike,
a message.
Mike, yes, Mike.
I'm getting a message from, wait, hang on.
Beyond.
A blue dress.
A blue dress. Does that make sense to anybody? Robert, thank you for sharing this. If you guys have Ace Frehley stories, tell them. This Robert met him in June, and he signed the inside of his prototype Kiss lunchbox.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he said to Robert, "I've never fucking seen one of these before," which is like, I guess not surprising. I bet you he hasn't seen 30% of the paraphernalia and merchandise that was produced.
There's so much merchandise too.
Like Ace Frehley is, he's like lapping up in oceans, versions of him throughout the decades. There's just
there's like a tanker at the bottom of the ocean that includes a bunch of like Kiss memorabilia.
Yeah, memorabilia. Thank you.
From China. This is a good question. I lost it. Oh no, Mr. Hands 57.
Yeah,
he showed up with jokes.
He's a funny guy.
Is it a he?
It's a Mr.,
so I don't know. Okay.
He said Mr., so
they said, do not blame the road incompetence of Ethan Suplee on a beautiful model of car. Someone explained driving to him as a Mario Kart, but with people, and he just went with it. Your own fault for insisting they pay you for the treatment exclusively in corn.
Are you saying that because he holds the wheel like that? Because that's what he does.
Mario Kart, yeah.
He holds it like a Mario Kart. Or he did. Now he holds it like he can't put his fucking. These are lats.
And then Mr. Hands 57 said about your Children of the Corn sequel.
Yeah.
It's your own fault for insisting that they pay you for the treatment exclusively in corn. How are they supposed to work with that?
$30,000 worth of corn, please. Shucked.
Shucked. I don't want any of that corn floss.
I don't need it. Gets between my teeth and it drives me crazy. Shucked and cleaned. 30,000. I made this Christian movie, and I wanted to. Part of my desire with this movie was to try and really elevate the people in the community.
Elevate like Rapture?
No.
The Christian community. That's what you're talking about. That's how they elevate, right? They go straight up.
Robert says, hopefully not candy corn. Well, I mean that's probably because I have no teeth.
You wanted to help people
around
make
me in
their
the community. I want to help them. I want to help filmmakers to this very fucking minute. If you're a filmmaker, I want to help you. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
Always been that way.
Great.
Through the years. I do one-on-one consultations with people. I do them for free. Sometimes I like to get paid when the rent's not, easy to make. But most of the time, I'm just helping people. And this fucking guy who was a professor of editing, I was like, dude, I'll get you on this movie as an editor. And he's like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, man, I'm going to do it. And he's like, okay, great. Thank you so much. It's amazing. So he comes back. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to put you in touch with the gentleman in charge of the, financing, and he'll work out the deal with you up. And he came back with like merchandise. He was like, I would like to be paid in merchandise. He had all fucking. I was like, can we just give you the money and then you go ahead and just go buy your merchandise? No, I would really like you to just pay me in the merchandise.
Oh my God. So he wanted you guys to go shopping for him?
We did. We had to do that. It was like, I wanted to keep him on because I was like, the whole point was I was trying to create a community film, you know? And we succeeded, by the way. We made $1 million movie with almost, you know, with tons of local people in this little small town.
So he's like trying to just avoid taxes or something, right? He didn't want the money going in his bank account?
Probably, I don't fucking know. But in the end, I had to pay. It was like Jenny Lewis. People don't know this, but Jenny Lewis in Don's Plum, we had to bring her back for a second round of filming months later. And she was critical. Like, we wouldn't have been able to finish this movie had she not returned for the second shoot. And we told her, like, you got to be here, dude. And thankfully, she hadn't changed her hair or anything. And anyway, she was like, you got to pay me in a bag. Money in a bag. We had to deliver money in a bag to her. It's the strangest thing. What do you mean? She wanted $2,500 in a brown paper bag. It was specifically a brown paper bag.
That's so weird. It's like not an envelope.
I love Jenny Lewis, like, to the ends of the earth. Truly, totally impressed with her as a person and artist. Don't know why she wanted $2,500 in a bag, though. But
not
she
an
did.
Envelope.
Maybe she knew I was going to write a memoir 30 years later, and it'd be
a good prop.
Wildly interesting. Well, it's a very interesting little part of the book, in my opinion. I'm biased. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. We'd love to have you come back for more. We cover all the deaths.
Kindly DiCaprio said, despite everything that's happened to you, you still got to have cooler experiences than most people ever get to have.
It's a weird thing, you know, because there's this part of you that you have to have gratitude. And I do. I said to myself just that I've had a very interesting life, at the very least.
Yeah.
The problem is the amount of pain I've had to suffer at the hands of others for doing nothing. And it's just it's hard to live with. It's like, that was the beginning, not the end. And this is the part that's like, it's hard to reconcile with, yes, I'm grateful I got to do these really cool things. Yes, it's grateful that I have these gifts, these talents, these skills, whatever it might be. But they were taken from me before I even got to understand I had no idea where my ceiling was. I still don't. Do you know what I mean? You can tell by the book that I've got ability. I've got talent.
I think you
can tell by the movie and the book, of course.
I think that the riddle of your life has been like this. Okay. Like, this is the way that I see it. If, like, you know, if you subscribe to the superstition that, like, everything happens for a reason, or like there's a plan or whatever, there's like a lesson in everything, right? Like, what it would be for yours is like, you're so helpful and you're so giving of yourself to people, and you really, really do desire, and you get great joy from helping people succeed at what they want to do.
For sure.
And the creative achievements they want to create, you know?
Yeah. And just for some clarity, that's not like lip service, because it's just like, it's really about me in that way.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of people who just are really, really activated by the chance to help somebody be great. Right.
And get great things, or get more, like, you know, like I've helped people negotiate massive deals out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, just because I'd like, hey, dude, you got an opportunity and I'm going to help you.
No, it's just really great because people like you'll see everything as a group project, right?
Yes.
So their success is your success.
Correct.
And if they have a problem, you're like, oh, that's a puzzle I can help you solve. And then like, if a puzzle's solved, like, everybody wins because they've improved, so everybody improves because it's a big group project.
That's why I love, it's like I started out, like, you know, we talk about, because, like, you know, the theme for me tonight obviously is bands, because, you know, one of the great, you know, rock bands of all time lost one of the greatest rock icons ever.
Well, I was in the middle of saying something.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but
please finish.
I didn't know whether you were going on a whole thing. I was saying that you're like so motivated by helping other people that you will devote like literally all your time, all your effort, all your energy, like years of your life to doing that sort of thing. And I think that if like the great lesson of your life was that you keep encountering these people that fuck you over or like betray you after they've gotten help from you. And I think that what's happening is that the fates are trying to get you to shake them loose so that you can go on to the next person or work on yourself and your own creative projects. Like, I think that you're so loyal, you're so devoted to helping other people that you'll continue to at your detriment. So if there's a reason or a lesson in anything, it's that you're supposed to be more discerning about at what point do you like quit that involvement and then regroup your energy for your own self or for the next thing.
I want to change the subject from me if you don't mind.
That's fine.
I'll just say,
should I not have told like all the whole world about this?
one of the things that,
You can edit it out.
Yeah. One of the things that, I'm changing the subject because, like, thank you. That's awesome. It's true. What you're saying is true for the most part, but I don't know that it's very interesting. I'm just looking at this picture of Kiss, and I remember this as a kid, like, particularly Paul Stanley. The chest hair is just magnificent. They have such great chest hair.
Do they all have great chest hair?
No, I don't know. I can't see Ace Frehley's because his was totally covered up. Maybe he was slightly embarrassed by his or something. But Paul Stanley would always like get his chest hair hanging out.
Well, you have to put it up.
I really thought it was the best.
What are you looking at? Everybody
hair.
has to see this.
Paul Stanley, and I think they just had the best chest hair. Like, let me see, Paul Stanley.
Oh yeah, so they're in like a vest. Like the dude that's got the Kiss makeup that's like a cat. What's his name?
Peter Criss.
Yeah, okay. So he wears a vest.
I mean, yeah.
Paul Stanley wears a vest. Gene Simmons is all covered up. You know, he's got like a whole like breastplate, shoulder pad.
Well, he has to spit fire and all kinds of things, so he needs protection.
He's like got armor, like a whole suit of armor. And then they
have just really great chest hair. It's you can just.
What do you mean? When are you seeing this chest hair? I'm not seeing it.
Well, I'll put this one up. I've just basically wanted this chest hair. I'm an adult.
Oh yeah, like here's one. He's wearing it looks like a corset, but it's open all across his belly, so you can just see like a big oval of like pelt.
I don't think this is Ace here, is it? Anyway. Here, let me just pop this over. I'll show you some chest hair for the ages. Look at Paul Stanley, dude. Come on, man. That's like, if you're an artist, that's how you draw chest hair on like to be like appealing. Can you see it yet?
No, I'm delayed here.
Oh, it's not on this monitor?
I didn't turn it on.
Oh, you can just lean over and turn it on and see it. Anyway, this is it. It's so you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it.
Come on, this is the best chest hair of all.
Yeah, but
time.
What's so weird about this is that his chest hair is in all of these pictures. Like they definitely, as a band, decided that their brand was going to be featuring dude's chest hair.
I think probably Paul Stanley was like, "Do I not have the best chest hair?" I met this guy who pitched a project to me. He wanted me to help him. He made me go through this process of like, he was like, I had to sign this fucking NDA, and it was just ridiculous. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, this is the greatest project, bro. And I'm like, okay. So I signed this stupid NDA, which that was the only time in my life I've ever signed an NDA to be pitched something. And I go to this lunch, and he's got this like, you ever see those guys with hair that it doesn't look real?
Looks like a helmet?
It looks like a helmet. It looks like it's like every hair is in place.
Yeah.
And he had that. Every hair was in place. And he's like, he starts the meeting with, I know this is going to sound ridiculous at first, but just hear me out. It's an animation series about my hair. I literally got dragged to a meeting.
Your eye goes up.
This guy makes me sign this document. It's like a fucking 15-page contract that he obviously paid a lawyer at some level to at least review.
That you were going to steal his idea?
I was going to steal a fucking cartoon about his hair. Uh-huh. I was going to, oh my God.
His precious hair.
And I was telling him, I was like, I'll sign this document, but I promise you I have no interest in stealing any of your material. It's just,
well, so what was the story? Did he have one or he
just... No, it was just like, basically, I guess, magic hair. I don't fucking know, whatever. Still the shit you hear, No,
this must happen all the time. This must happen all the time to people. They just like get their time fucking wasted by the stupidest ideas.
With like ideas that don't even make sense.
Like people are just confident. I think this is like the big like takeaway is like, if you ever feel like you lack confidence, just remember the story about the guy who like called a meeting to pitch a story about a cartoon about his hair.
I'm gonna put this this picture of Ace up that look at this picture of Ace from the 70s, bro. That he looks so badass there. Fuck. God, I can't believe he's gone. It's crazy. When you see this picture, you're going to love it. It's a black and white.
So he's the guitarist?
Legendary. The absolute complete fucking legend.
Well,
all those riffs, he wrote them.
Well, I will tell you, I've been really enjoying reading a lot of these like music critics and these like really huge music magazines eulogizing D'Angelo over the last couple days. Uh-huh. Okay. And so you should just keep your eyes peeled because they're certainly going to do that about Ace Frehley too.
Oh, I will.
you know,
Yeah, there'll be all kinds of tributes.
the Grammys are going to have tributes.
The Grammys
My
are gonna
phone
have
is
tributes.
dying, so I can't monitor the chat anymore.
You can't?
Kindly DiCaprio is asking, did you like Jenny Lewis's band? And
Yeah.
Lacey wants to know if you watched the Fate of Ophelia music video because it's directed by Taylor Swift.
By Tay-Tay?
That's what her friends call
Who
her.
asked that? Yeah, I call her Tay because, you know,
Lacey.
Lacey asked that. Lacey, I'm going to. I haven't. Oddly enough, I have not. I've actually not listened to Taylor Swift for like 4 straight days, which is a record since I started
That's why
listening.
you're in a bad mood.
No, it's
You
Mars in
gotta
the first.
you gotta get it right into your veins,
I got
bro.
Mars about to conjunct Mercury in the first house. It's definitely a part of that.
And then Kindly DiCaprio wanted to know if you like Jenny Lewis's band.
Rilo Kiley. Oh, Jenny Lewis. Yes, I went and saw her twice. Yeah, I love her work. I think she's just remarkable. Yeah, she's worked with all the fucking legends too, dude.
Yeah.
She's worked with like Paul McCartney. You know, Elvis Costello was like she was like, you know, a dream for him.
Yeah, he's great.
She's
Where's
just,
he? Is he okay?
She's legendary.
How old is he now?
He's probably smoking cigars.
Will you look it up? My phone is dead. Somebody needs to protect Elvis Costello.
Elvis Costello, like, you know, let me see here. He's 71.
Okay.
He's 71. God damn it, bro. Wow.
You got to just prepare yourself, bro.
Oh, man.
We're going to lose all of
It's going to be us left. This is the saddest part. Like this, I wrote a movie, Don's Plum, I wrote a movie about us, Gen X, inheriting the earth. That's what that movie's about. That whole movie is literally about us running off into the sunset. At the end of that movie is about us running off and gathering our world that we're inheriting and that we're going to do great things with it. And here we are now. We're at that point in our lives now where this inheritance, for lack of a better term, is about to go down because the legends are falling. You know, the trees are falling, bro. And what's going to be left is
I like that analogy so much. Where
Yeah.
you're like these giant trees. We just have to stand and watch them fall.
another giant tree is falling.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not crying. I'm just dealing with
you look like you're really emotional.
onion gas. Tear gas. I'm going to open up all the fucking doors and all the windows when we get out of here.
Yeah, thank you. Jeff Allen said maybe now Gene and Paul will stop calling Ace Frehley a drug addict. Like, fuck, dude. And I talk about like being like, what are you doing, man? Absolute fucking legend. Like, Kiss could not be Kiss without Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley, you know, I mean, that sound is his. It's his sound. You know, I mean, Paul Stanley, I mean, not to take away, it's a band. They all fucking contributed massively, obviously. But this guy was cutting edge guitar player, like just a cutting edge guitar player who doesn't really get his due. You think about riff makers, you don't really like, he doesn't come up in the same conversations or as often in the conversation as guys like Hendrix or fucking Clapton or, you know, even Dwayne, Altman and Almond. What's his name?
Almond.
Almond, Allman. That's right, Almond. Dwayne Allman, Georgia boy, died down the street a little bit on a motorcycle. Anyway, even Randy Rhoads, like Randy Rhoads gets more, and Eddie Van Halen. Those are two guys who were influenced by Ace Frehley, and that's fine. I mean, that's the way it goes. Like legends come and go, and we don't even know some of them. Do we learn about how many people knew about, Junior Kimbrough before, the Black Keys or,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like these different sounds. And you're like, what the fuck? And we're like, oh, let me show you where that really comes from.
No, that's exactly how I learned about Junior Kimbrough. Was they did Chulahoma was the Black Keys Junior Kimbrough cover album.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds exactly like him.
And it sounds exactly like them. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I can't help you with the chat. I'm sorry.
that's cool.
phone
Dinosaur said, me and Jenny Lewis are kind of the same because neither of you are A-list famous, but you both have groups of dedicated fans. Oh, I think she's she might be a cut above me on that one there. Yeah, I mean, I think that she's somebody who has a great legacy. She's leaving a great legacy. I'm still in the midst of understanding what mine might be. Guys, we're gonna cut this live. I guess we're gonna finish this live. I'm a little tired. Loved having you guys. Loved having all this new energy. I hope you guys will come back and visit us again. We do this every day from 6 to 8. We talk about whatever's going on in show business. Sometimes it can get crazy. Sometimes it's just a good time. But yeah, I hope you'll come back. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley, the spaceman. Fucking, you'll be forever missed, buddy. Forever missed. So sad. All right, guys.